guys, it's More, and today I'm coming back at you guys with a new video. For today's video, I'm teaching you guys how to make a unicorn cake. You probably already saw that by the title. Let's get on to the video. So to further simplify this, I decided to go ahead and use some cake mix because it's just gonna be quicker and easier, and it still turns out great quality. I just went with some French vanilla. That is a bowl. Pour your cake mix in. If you want, you can make a cake from scratch. That's what I normally do, but this smells so good. The oven's ready. Let's go recycle those. 2/3 cup of vegetable oil, 2 cups of water. Okay, so go ahead and add the ingredients into your bowl and do as follows on it says on the instructions of the box. And just mix that in. I don't have 2 different baking pans that are the same size, however this is the size I'm going for. With any pan size you would like, it depends whether you want a smaller cake or a bigger cake. I'm just going to go ahead and cut some parchment paper to fit the bottom of these pans. So next up, once you have your papers, you're going to go ahead and spray oil onto the pans, or you can use butter if you like, or margarine. Make sure to remove the paper. And just go ahead and pop those in the oven. Bye bye! While the cake is in the oven, we're going to make the fondant decorations for it. I have a piece of parchment paper that I taped down, and I also have some powdered sugar sprinkled. A little horn for the unicorn, and there's also the 2 ears, so that's what we're going to make. Starting out with the little ears, you're going to go ahead and roll those out. Adorable mini roller. You don't want it to be too thin or too thick. And you're going to go ahead and cut out little teardrop shapes. If you have a teardrop mold, that'll make this a lot easier for you. I don't though, so we're just going to freehand it. That's basically what you're looking for. We're going to cut another one. Feel free to smooth them out around the edges. Then once you have your 2 little teardrops, we're going to make bigger ones so that these go inside the big ones. As you see, this can fit right in here, and we can roll it to the purpose of the ears. Cut out another one. I actually went ahead and folded it over, and I'm going to cut in the mold of the other one. Thinking. And go ahead and set those aside. Next up, we're going to make the horn for the unicorn. And you actually want to roll it out into a long piece of rope. And once you have your long rope, I'm taking a popsicle stick and wrapping it around, starting from the top. I also made sure this end was thinner than this end, and you'll see in a second why. And make sure to add a little bit of water to it just so that it sticks better, because fondant tends to stick to water. And cut it off at the end. And feel free to add a little bit of water to bond some parts if they're not sticking together. Once we have the horn and the ears done, we're actually going to do the next step, which is coat the small ones and the horn in gold. I got this edible gold dust, and I'm going to use that. I wonder what this is made out of. Like, this doesn't seem healthy. So this is what we have. I'm adding a little bit of water onto the little ears. Then you're just going to add some water to the center and glue your little horns onto that. Glue. For the horn itself, I'm going to go ahead and just like get it a little wet. I'm just going to go ahead and set these aside and let them harden as much as possible before we use them to decorate the cake. So, if you guys couldn't tell, the cake has cooled off, the other half over there, and right now we're going to get on to decorating, which is the most exciting part. So, for starters, I just put the cake on upside down so that the bottom is at the top because it's a nice smoother edge. I have 4 different types of icing. Pink icing, purpley color, a blue color, a mixture of all the 3 that really reminds me of toothpaste. And we have our plain white icing, which is going to go on the outside of the cake. When I start decorating, I'm going to go through the different tips that I'm using with you guys so that you know what tip you want to use, or you can try different variations. I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of frosting right here. I'm just trying to not waste my frosting. Put your other cake half on top of it. And I'm putting it upside down so that the bottom half is smooth and it'll be a lot easier to frost. Okay, one of the hardest things for me when I'm making a cake is getting the icing on the outside of the cake to be like perfect and spotless. I'm going to try and teach you guys the best method to do this. Obviously it's going to take practice, but we'll just see how it goes. So we got our wet icing, our white icing for that. I'm going to go ahead and start from the bottom. Okay, so this is the icing frosting we left. Once you finish going around the whole side of the cake, you're just going to smooth it out. I have this little spatula here. I feel like in a case like this, the more frosting you have, the better chances you have of it turning out super smooth and not having a bunch of crumbs on the outside of the cake. And then once your sides are nice and smoothed out, we're going to go in with some frosting at the top. And then smooth it out. There's a lot of smoothing out happening here. Next up, I'm going to go ahead with some of the purple frosting. This is the tip I'm using. It's the star tip that's rounded at the edge. Make little rosettes, is that what they're called? Like you go from the outside in. And you're going to choose the front, whatever you want to be the front. I'm going with this, so I'm actually going to face it to me. With the pink, we're going to make one in the center. You're going to pipe 2 around it that are purple. They're a little smaller. And then you're going to continue adding more pink at the top. The same rosette things. So we're just filling in those gaps. You know, you don't want any ugly gaps. And then if this is the front, then the hair kind of like cascades to the side. So that's what we're going to do. Just flipping it. Then I'm going in with the bluish color and I'm going to fill in those gaps. And here, which is the front, her face, I'm actually going to go ahead and put one little there. And one little there. So it's like a little crown. And going in with the mix of all the colors, you're just going to fill in any last remaining gap. And going in with the blue again, I'm going to add some remaining touches to the braid. And lastly, I have this sparkle gel that I'm just going to go ahead and use to add the eyes. Once we have our eyes and the hair, last but not least, we need to add the little top horn and the ears. It turned out a little wonky, but it's okay. I'm gonna add that right there. can't talk. This is the cutest cake I've ever made. Hey guys, I'm vlogging using this camera. I don't even know if you can see me. I'm gonna put you on top of something. So, I'm gonna do a taste test for you guys. Just here we go. I'm just gonna want to continue eating more and more of this.